Hey, it's John, your Redhead Family Therapy guy, coming at you with the real, authentic red hair and the real message today. So, just a thought that's been like tinkering in my head of something I talk about a lot with couples or individuals. Particularly, it seems like this topic comes up when I've got parents in or an individual coming in and they're talking about a difficult relationship. There's a sense that we all struggle with, which is power and control. There is no control in the universe, right? There are very few things that we can really control. Really the only thing I think we have control over is the choices we make. Right? We don't even have control over our bodies, right? Anybody that's been sick and wanted to toss their cookies knows how much control you have, or when you're sick in other ways and you can't stop things from happening, right? So the notion of control in the universe or in your life or in especially in relationships and the people around you, your children, your spouse, there is no control. Now, there is power. We do have power to influence others for good or for bad, right? And this is a really key thing to understand in knowing where you end and where others begin. So this can be a notion of power and control or boundaries. And we have to develop healthy boundaries. And a huge part of having healthy boundaries in relationships is recognizing what you can control and what you can't. Of course, going to the AA world, you got the daily prayer around that and understanding the wisdom of what you don't have control over and what you do. But I want to make this notion of power, right? So, like, I've been married coming up on 25 years to my beautiful, wonderful wife, and I can make her day miserable incredibly easy. I know her very well. I know what her buttons are. I know what things I could do to put her in just a miserable state. Now, I wouldn't do that. I'm a loving, kind husband. I don't want to do that. But I'm just making this point of I know how to push her buttons. And I know what would crush her because I know her trauma. I know her difficulties. I know her insecurities. I've seen her in operation. On the flip side of that, I could be like a walking Jesus. Like I could have 3 months of just graciousness and kindness and service and love and be like Superman husband for like 3 months. I could do that with execute and deliver, and she could still be unhappy and miserable. So we have this ability to influence and we have power to influence, but we've got to know where we end and where others begin. That we can influence for good or for bad and really upsetting ways. And so when we're really striving to be good and kind and giving, we've got to let people have their bad day or their difficulty and not take that on, not be codependent, not be dependent on their approval. And I'm out of my 3 minutes, and that's your thought of the day.